Let's just shuffle. Let's just.
Skip.
That used to be me. Now, I'm on the mission to create the perfect shuffle, where every song in the library is less than 50% skippable. What's up? I'm Trent Windsor, and we're here in search of the perfect shuffle. It is Halloween, it is spooky season, and I'm feeling festive. So I decided to review a Halloween album today, specifically Turn Off the Light by Kim Petras. Kim Petras is a German pop singer who specializes in synth pop bangers. In 2018, she released a Halloween EP, Turn Off the Light Volume 1, and followed it up in 2019 with Volume 2. Now they exist together as a full Halloween album, Turn Off the Light. So let's get a little spooked out, let's get a little creepy as I review this album song by song. Before we start, go ahead and subscribe to my channel real quick. It's free, so why not? First of all, we're going to do this tier list style. We're going to go S, A, B, C, D. There's also a couple songs in this album that really don't exist very well on their own. They kind of go together as a unit, and so I have counted them as one song. In the S tier, we have songs like Close Your Eyes, which is very gothic and dark. Feels very much like a fashion vampire song or like a neon zombie song. If these analogies are making sense to you, hit like. You got lots of Halloween buzzwords in there, you know, things that make you feel a little creepy. It has these relentless bass hits and a really catchy hook. It really makes you feel like you're at a dance party with a bunch of goths who may or may not drink real blood, but you're having a good time. There's also the song Transsylvania, which is the first of many dance floor EDM bangers on this album. No real singing or lyrics, just pure danciness. It's got a grimy bass, a dark, moody atmosphere, really makes it hard not to move your body. There's also the title track, Turn Off the Light, which features Elvira herself. This song is supremely catchy, very sexy and mysterious. It's got this deep synth bass line, which is a real booty shaker. I should be able to say booty shaker without laughing. Elvira on this track is a perfect match, very reminiscent of Vincent Price on Thriller. We have the song I Don't Want to Die, which is another EDM dance floor banger. Very 80s retro, very reminiscent of Daft Punk. I feel like there's a lot of Daft Punk flavorings going on in this album, especially like early Daft Punk. Last in this tier is the double song In the Next Life / Boo B. It's got these really lavish, lush verses, but then when the chorus hits, it drops down into this deep, evil cyborg voice. All of these songs in the S tier, I really enjoy. I'd say they're 20% skippable. In the A tier, we have some incredibly quality songs such as Death by Sex. It's a smooth, spicy slow jam, as you could probably imagine. It is a little bit on the nose, but it does get some pretty solid body rolls from me. Also, you gotta respect the spooky nature of it. When she says sex, 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 she could also be saying 666. Also in this tier, we have the song Tell Me It's a Nightmare, which is another dance floor demon fest. When Kim Petras sings, it's decent, it's decent enough for pop, but she has a really interesting vibrato that's very fast. It kind of reminds me of Amanda Seyfried when she tries to sing, which it can be good and it can be bad. I would say this song is just a little bit more reserved than S tier. It doesn't bring the full energy that those S tier songs do, but it's still pretty good. I would say these songs in the A tier are 30% skippable. In the B tier, we have two-song duo Bloody Valentine / Wrong Turn, which is a little bit more generic of EDM dance type stuff. Still very Daft Punk, but just kind of toned down a little bit. It really doesn't have any bite compared to some of the other really strong dance bangers on this album. There's also the song Demons, which falls into this rhythm that's super weird. It's a tempo that's a little bit too slow to dance to, but also too fast to just vibe to, I guess. It does have some cool sampling, but honestly it just sounds like it could be like the music in an alien bar in a movie, but one of those bars where nobody dances, where all of the roughnecks hang out. There's the song Massacre, which is like a spooky version of Carol of the Bells. There's not really any dance element to it. It's pretty low key. I can appreciate what she's trying to do on this song, and I like the gimmick, but it's not necessarily my go-to song on this album. Last in this tier is the song Omen, which is very heavily inspired by the movie Halloween's soundtrack. It's really more mood music than anything, almost starts to fall into like your stock sound CD for Halloween that your neighbor puts on and makes you scared to go to their porch. Were you ever in that position as a kid? Your neighbor has like a few too many decorations. All these songs in the B tier, they're just alright. I'd say they're 40% skippable. In the C tier, we have the song duo Purgatory / There Will Be Blood, which has very small build-ups to very disappointing drops. Further, this track really just doesn't match the energy of Kim Petras' delivery. Also, there's the song Knives, which is actually a very cool song. I really love the types of synths that they use in it. It's got a cool little melody going, but it's plagued by the sound of knives being sharpened. It's like the equivalent of having a song called Fingernails, and having part of the beat being fingernails being dragged across a chalkboard. Just not a good idea. And with this song Knives, it's the same thing. It grinds on my ears. I'm gonna say these songs in the C tier are 55% skippable. The D tier is reserved specifically just for one song, and that is Everybody Dies. Why is this happy, graduation, sentimental type song in this album at all? It doesn't fit the vibe, it doesn't fit Kim Petras' style very well. It's not good on its own, it just is, why is it here? Why is it here? Get it out of here. I'd say it's 75% skippable. Mathematically, adding everything up, this album as a whole is 36% skippable. Kim Petras really nailed it with her first Halloween EP. It contained these dark, spooky, neon tunes, some pretty buzzy and electric synths, and some very well crafted pop hooks. And while the second EP didn't quite measure up, together they form an album of pretty decent Halloween-themed pop tracks. I would say it's a solid soundtrack for your next Halloween dance party post-coronavirus, and make sure that you bring the neon lights and the dry ice. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Kim Petras and what you think about this album, Turn Off the Light. I believe that all musical opinions are valid, and I'd love to hear yours. I'll post links in the description below for my favorite songs from this album, as well as links to my playlist for Best of 2019 and a playlist for Best of 2020, which is a playlist that I'm updating all the time. I'm Trent Windsor, and this is The Perfect Shuffle. It's just a weird...